everyone, it's Megan Japsic here, and the book I picked to read for our Memoir project was Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me by Mindy Kaling. And I'm sure you heard of her all before, the cool Indian girl who gets to work on set with John Krasinski and other cool actors on the hit television show, The Office. So let's start off with Mindy as a child. She had a typical Indian family with an older brother and two loving parents, her father being an architect and her mom a doctor. Mindy's mom didn't really push her to have a certain career, but just wanted her to be successful, and always helped her in her education. Mindy always appreciated how they supported her to step outside her comfort zone. Mindy even mentions in her book how her mom just cares if she gets a medical benefit, considering she's a doctor. Throughout her teenage years, Mindy wouldn't technically be the popular one, but observed from the distance. Considering Mindy was a bit overweight compared to girls at her school, she would get bullied by boys. And wanting to show them that they were wrong, she began to lose a lot of weight and became happy and didn't really care what they thought about it anymore. She also was very smart and studied like crazy when she went home. This would later help her get into a prestigious college like Dartmouth in the future. Her parents was always proud of her when she brought home good grades from school, and this kind of helped build confidence in her. And of course, food is a big part in everyone's life. Once Mindy lost that weight back in elementary school, she began to become obsessed with dieting and trying all of these new health trends. So you would see her eating to her heart's content and drastically losing weight with a no-carb diet the next month. So once high school started, Mindy had the squad that stood for their initials JLMP. These girls had been together since middle school and hanged out every single week. Considering that Mindy didn't really click with that many people, she stuck with her squad. Every Friday, JLMP went out to go eat at the Cheesecake Factory because it was a tradition. They all had their own hobbies and things to do, like horses, knitting, and sports. Unfortunately for Mindy, she didn't really like those things. Little did JLMP know, Mindy had a secret friend named Mavis. Mavis usually went over every week, and they bonded over comedy. They would sit in front of the TV for hours just watching skits and recreating them. When they were all done, they were like best friends, but at school it was like they never talked. And then one day at Cheesecake Factory, Mindy realized the importance of having friends that share the same interests as you. That night, Mindy cracked the funniest joke of her life, only to find her friends looking at her with a confused face. And that was the moment that she decided that you need to surround yourself with people who you can really connect with. And that was Mavis. So a quote from the book mentions that no one who was a big star in high school is also a big star later in life. And Mindy was 100% right. That's why she tried to be a big fish in a small pond when she attended Dartmouth. She expanded her horizons and met her two best friends who she moved with to New York, Brenda and Jocelyn. At the time, Mindy and her friends were jobless and couldn't afford much in a big city. They had to rent a low-budget apartment that was very inconvenient in all ways possible. According to Mindy, it was very populated by middle-aged lesbian couples. The rooms were very small, which reminded of how precious privacy was. But this made the girls closer and made memories they would never forget. And even though this was a rough beginning, Mindy wasn't going to just give up just yet. One of Mindy's first steps into the professional world was landing an internship for Late Night on NBC. She was very excited considering her job was to be a writer on that show. But not everything turned out how she planned. She ended up being horrible at her job. Her boss was just one of those people who'd be snooty and yell at everyone just for power. But even after her horrific internship, she decided to send sketches to NBC for Late Night. NBC then said they declined them because they weren't sent from an agent. But finally, after negotiation, they budged and she got in. So while Mindy was more into writing, she decided to audition for a musical called Bombay Dreams. As she walked in, she saw some Indian girls, but mostly Latinas trying to pass for Indian. First day was singing, and she did really well. She had a call back for her dance audition and got really excited. She wasn't sure what to wear considering she never danced before. So she bought all the discounted clothing at the store and ended up looking like a child's character. With her pink leotard on, she gets to the audition and sees all the actresses in normal clothes like tank tops and shorts. So freaking out, she pretended to get a drink and left before she died of social embarrassment. So that was a failure that she would never forget. So even though Mindy failed many times, she started to have dreams of being famous. In her mind, being famous was getting to see Lakers anytime she wanted, or having the latest trend depending on her. She wanted to be able to wear something so crazy that teenagers would follow her and try to use her as a hashtag. Plus, never going to jail. Apparently, Minnie believes that if a famous person murders someone, their fame covers up all evidence that is left behind. And of course, having a lot of money. Plus, she would want to donate to charity, of course. She wouldn't be too selfish. And most of her dreams came true when she got the job to be a writer for the hit television show, The Office. You might know her as Kelly, the psychedelic girl who does anything to get what she wants. She gets to spend a lot of her time with Steve Carell, John Krasinski, and her frenemy, Rainn Wilson. Minnie loves her job and wouldn't change it for anything. Her hard work and dedication pays off for all the embarrassing moments she had throughout her career. She finally fits in with her environment and is happy with all the support from her family and friends. And she realized that she's glad that she took all those risks back in college and in those careers, because she wouldn't be where she was now, meeting all those people and having connections with them. So we all can find a Minnie in ourselves. Just like Minnie, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with my life. At a young age, I told my parents I wanted to be a chef. I always liked to make things and present them to people, so I thought this was a good idea. Then I realized I loved learning about stars and how they were so pretty. I learned all about their names and constellations and recite them every single night, so I thought, maybe an astronaut. But, how realistic is that? So, then I thought about a history teacher. My favorite subject was history because learning the past and different cultures interested me so much. But as a stereotypical Asian, my mom wanted me to go into the medical field, of course, from the very get-go. And no matter how much I tell her I'm not interested, she always insists. I bet you all my Filipino friends out there, they know what's up. Then one year in middle school, me and my family would start to watch CSI together on a regular basis. I really became interested in how they found the bad guys and tested evidence to track them down. This is when I decided to become a forensic scientist. The idea of applying science to law enthused me for years. Even now, I'm going to tech campus to study this, and it's one of the things I look forward to every single day. Yet, even though this is the path I'm choosing now, I really do like the arts too, and it's something I'm really interested in. I'm not really sure. So when telling my mom I'm in between forensic science and performing arts, of course she had a little faith. Telling me that I would never find a career and that I would always have no money to live off of. And of course, living with your crazy parents, you need to satisfy them, so I dropped the arts as a career. But I still try to pursue them by joining theater and the musical and choir, but only as a hobby, and sometimes as small part-time jobs, like playing the piano at church or going to old people's houses and playing the piano for them. So, I know that picking something that determines your life is very frustrating, but I know at the end it will all work out. By reading Minnie Collins' book, I realized that not everything ends up as you plan it to be. Who knows? Maybe we'll end up working in the arts after all. Sorry, Mom. Or still go on with forensic science. But I know that I will have many failures and many successes. But it's up to me to determine what path I'm going to take after them. So I hope you guys know it's okay to make mistakes and just to own them and change them to be life experience. Never regret anything that you do, because you can always take from it and learn from it. So with that being said, I know that you guys can take this above and beyond and learn from your experiences, and I can't wait to see where life takes you all.